Hello, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. My wonderful Biafrans, today is 30th of May 2024, a day that we remember all our heroes that have fallen. My people, if you look at the picture on the screen, you will see the picture of our supreme and great leader, Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu, Ikemba I of Biafra. Picture inspecting the parade and the Biafran soldiers lined up. Join me from wherever you are watching this program, and let us deliberate together on this wonderful day of sit at home in homeland. My people, Biafra is our religion, is our nation. We have our heroes and heroines. Today is the day that we take time to sit at home and mark the day that our heroes have fallen. We must restore Biafra. We must continue to talk about Biafra. Biafra is our home. Let me play the music. But before I do that, my fellow Biafrans, I have to thank God. Chukwu okike abịama, onye kele igwe kee anyị, ana m aja gị mma taa, na-asị gị ya dịrị gị mma, mbuni enu dịrị afa gị nna. Okike abịama onye kele ụwa, biko nna, bịa mee ka mkpụrụ obi ụmụnna anyị niile nwụrụ anwụ na Biafra na ndị na-anwụ kịta ka o zuru ike na ndokwa ise. Ana m ayọkwa gị maka mgbapụta onye ndu anyị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na nchedo Prime Minister anyị bụ Maazị Simon Ekpa n'ife niile ọ na-eme. Chineke okike abịama chedokwa ụmụ Biafra ebe niile fa nọ n'ụwa, zọrọ ọchịchị, zọọ independence. Nke anyị abụrụ izizi. Nna biko bịa meela anyị amara ka mara gị oke n'ife anyị na-eme ise. Thank you, Samden Chibike, my brother. Thank you so much for joining. Today is 30th of May 2024. It is marking the day when our heroes have fallen and are still falling in the hands of the marauding Fulanis who came to a person's land and they don't want us to survive. They don't want us to say anything. They don't want us to do anything. Onyendu said, if you say the truth, you will die. If you do not say, you will die. You better say that truth and die, because our Lord Jesus Christ told us that it is only the truth that will set us free. My people, we are here to say the truth for the world to know. We are no longer hiding our feelings. It is open. It is exposed. Everyone have seen it, that today is the day we mark. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. We have to mark the day that our heroes have fallen. We do not care who is pleased or not. So many countries fought for their independence, including America. America fought their independence to leave Britain and for Britain to leave them. And they got their independence. And America is standing tall today. Biafra must come and Biafra must be independent. He say,
for Biafra.
Yes, my fellow Biafrans all over the world, wherever you are watching from, you have to see and know that we Biafrans, we are not going to relent no matter what Nigeria do, no matter what anybody does. Biafra must stand. We fought this war 1967 to 1970. When the war ended, we came back. They say no victor, no vanquish, which means that nobody won each other. Despite all the world that joined Nigeria to massacre our people, no reparation, nothing was done, no compensation at all. Nigeria was not remorseful. They never showed remorse. They continued marginalizing Biafrans, telling Biafrans to their face, these are Fulanis that came from Sahel under the leadership of Usman Dan Fodio in 1808. They came and killed all the Hausas, and the people never knew that this will escalate. They kept using the military, Saduana of Sokoto and Tafawa Balewa. Our late brother, may he so rest in peace, Colonel Nwobosi, said that he was 27 years in that 1963 when they were using them as soldiers to kill the people, indigenous people in that contraption called Nigeria. If you notice the trend, it never stopped, because Shetima, Tinubu, Buhari, all of them, they continue to use the military to kill our people. So my people, we have every genuine cause and every reason to fight for our freedom. I will show you here the picture of a very young man during Nigeria Biafra war, where a white man was asking him, why are you fighting? He said that he's fighting for survival. My people, these people have been dealing with us since 1960 and 1967 to 1970 till date. They have marginalized us. No influence of the government or the federal government in Biafra land, whereas it is the Biafra that gives Nigeria the opportunity to have what they call economy and foreign exchange. A Biafran cannot rule Nigeria. That is ruled out. A Biafran cannot ride on a safe road. It is ruled out. No good hospital can be seen in Biafra land. Not even a good school. Not electricity, not pipe-borne water. Nothing at all. Before Nigeria Biafra war, all the embassies in Enugu, that has been closed down. No international airport in Biafra land. My people, we have to go. I will show you how children fought in 1967. So why is it that we adults in 2024, we cannot fight for our freedom?
A very young trooper in the Biafran army.
How old are you?
I'm 10 years.
10 years old.
Yes.
Do you know why Biafra is fighting?
Biafra is fighting for survival.
Is it going to win?
Yes.
Spirit and that of this tattered army, driven by a fear of genocide which may or may not.
So my people, you see the very little kids fighting in 1967, 68, 69 till 70. When they say no victor, no vanquished, look at how little they were. Why can't we fight for our freedom? Why can't we join hands together and copy these our enemies, the Fulanis? They fight. Look at them, very little kids, though they are using stick, but that is very symbolic, very, very evidential. Our children in 1967, 68, 69, 70, they knew what fighting for survival, for their freedom, for liberty means. Why do we have saboteurs that go sabotaging what we are doing? So my people, we have every right and every cause, every genuine reason to fight. Fellow Biafrans, we have to continue to fight. No giving up. Today is sit at home in Biafra land, and I can tell you that they are sitting at home. Biafrans in homeland at home. Despite the fact that the zoo government is not letting us have our way. You will see another video now that will show you how the homeland is very empty, and other people will be drinking tablets for our headache in the person of a man called Jide. I will show his video here.
That about 30th of May, that about Remembrance Day of our foreign heroes. That as a Biafran Day. When you go to Rome, you behave like a Rome. All this side of pattern of this Eastern Igbo, say na fa bonde Biafran. See well come alofa. The water goes so if you have flower, Fagina fell question nako, they can yenda and metata. So in a phone and movement. Even not that about a bridge. If we never movement.
My people, you have seen it. No movement. Everywhere is locked down. Even in Abia State, former Abia State, you will see that everywhere is locked down. Our people are tired of Nigeria. After the war in 1970, Jang told Yakubu Gowon, Obasanjo, and all the ruling cabals, Murtala Mohammed, all the people that came to massacre us. If you do not treat these people well, their children will rise up and they will fight for Biafra. And that is exactly what we are doing. My people, no going back. Both men and women, we must come together to join hands in fighting for our freedom. We have to join hands to fight for our liberation from the hands of foreigners in the group of Fulanis. They are foreigners in that contraption called Nigeria. Why is it that our children, our men, our women will not realize that we are the indigenous owners of that land? Why do we cow out like cowards in asking and fighting for what belongs to us? The Fulanis must go back to Sahel, where they came from. I know it might be difficult to achieve, but it is achievable. It is a doable something. We can do it by voting to leave the zoo. Today is sit at home for our fallen heroes, and the sit at home continues.
So I can say no. Oh yeah, here na oh yeah bụ Ojukwu Ikemba Nnewi. Oh yeah bụ Ojukwu. Ebe a ikwunyere ya. Maka ọ bụrụ na ikwunyere ọrịa ya kpọọ okwu ọnọkata ọ na-abụ ọnọkata aka adịrị ya mma ọkụkọ ya rararararara. So ebe anyị nọ tata bụ na head bridge nke m na-eju oyi ma ọzọ mma na-enye unu update ghọtago ahụ egbu ọsọ.
So my people, you have seen that. Hello, my wonderful brother, Sonny. Thank you for joining. Today, we are remembering our fallen heroes. We are remembering them, and we will continue to remember them. We will continue to remember our heroes. They are the reason that some of us survived during the World War against Biafrans, 1967 to 1970, because I consider it as World War, because the war surrounded Nigeria then and massacred us.
Okay. Open it and pack it properly. We'll load your rifles. If you have any problem. You pick your man, you move, you dash down, you pick your man, you move. When you bend away, it will cancel where no wasting of ammo, nothing. We are going to get this war to the end. Is that all right? Yes. Now, make sure that each time you are moving, that you are moving in the right direction. Don't bunch together. Savior. Holy, another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, another Savior. Holy.
The first massacre of Igbos in the north, we could, in that report, it was stated that the first was 50,000. Then, later, in the same year, the universal massacre of Nigeria, including the north and the west. We're talking in terms of 700,000 killed. So if it's figures we're looking into, certainly they were very heavy. What was the aim of? And it was very simple, and the language might make people shudder or remember. It was to a solution to the Igbo problem in Nigeria. That is, when there are no more Igbos in Nigeria, then there will be no problem. I think if one thinks back sometime, you will not referring to who. The mere fact that you were an Eastern days labeled you fit only for one thing, death. And death at the hands of the Nigerian authorities. The Igbos and their associates were killed in practically every village in northern Nigeria. Killed in many places in West Lagos, even on Kata Bridge, the very center of Lagos. People were looked at and thought, oh, this looked an Igbo. The very first army officer killed in Lagos, actually, during that time was from Calabar, was killed on the bridge, and so on. Igbos were being hunted out and killed. The Igbos that remained after the war began were herded together and detained.
My people, you heard what Ojukwu is saying by himself. That is his voice. That what they planned is to get Igbos extinct from the country. There is no how we are going to doubt our leader, our supreme leader. May he so rest in peace. He will be happy where he is today, that we did not sleep, we are not sleeping, or that we did not cow out like cowards, but we are fighting the cause of their death and the death of children, women, men, young and old, including my own brother, who was conscripted as a soldier at the age of 13, and he never came back till today. That is my own pain and my own anger. My immediate elder brother, we were very little. Then Ojukwu was helpless. He has nobody to fight for him. And soldiers conscripted that my young and little brother. Look at it today. They are still killing us. People who came from Sahel. Why do we sabotage each other? Because these people have gained a very powerful ground in the zoo, using Oyibo people to support them with ammunitions. Any Biafran, I will lay this cause, any Biafran that have found himself supporting our enemies, Omadilo onya for machacha, onya nwa ma nwa ezigbo ọnwụ, ọnwụ ga-egbu onye anwa na ikwu na ibie ga-aka nke gburu ụmụnna anyị na Biafra war njọ. Ọ maka ndị Facebook na ndị ọfa nkọsụ ọfa ife ga-agwafe ebe a, all those saboteurs sabotaging what we are doing and what we started doing since 1967. My people, anybody in this freedom fight has a reason. If you don't have the reason that your own immediate or family member was massacred during the war, you will have the reason that you are abroad and you cannot go home, or the reason that your people trapped in the contraption called Nigeria have no food to eat, or you will have the reason that men and women of God in Nigeria are all hypocrites, or you will have the reason that there's no electricity, no hospital where a sick person could be cured in Nigeria, or you will have the reason that they are trying to Fulanize us and Islamize us at the same time. We have so many things that is really happening to us in that country. We Biafrans. Why would we, owners of the land, sit like morons watching foreigners that came from North Africa come and take over our land? It will not happen. It's impossible. My people, we have to rise up. We have to rise up. Let me tell you people, America is what it is today. They fought for so many years with Britain. Why are we going to be cowards? Look at the whole Europe. Somebody like, what's his name? The German man, Hitler, scared them and fought them. They all fought for their freedom. Finland fought Russia. You all know what Russia is. That Nigeria and all these countries supporting them march together cannot fight Russia. But Finland did it. Finland fought and came out. And currently, right at this moment, Zelensky of this country, Ukraine, is fighting Putin for his freedom, and NATO is supporting them. Currently, Israel is fighting. My people, rise up and let us fight together. Don't be cowards. Don't shy away from the fact that we have a home that we cannot go to. We have a home where infidels have infiltrated our bushes. That's what Ojukwu started crying about. Freedom of his people. That freedom was not a business, let alone saying that he has interest he is making from fighting our freedom. He wants us to be free. Wazirike later came in. Onyendu was a Masob group, and from there he formed IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra. How do we leave what Onyendu started now that he's incarcerated? My people, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is currently the torch bearer, holding the light that will lead us to Biafra. I will let our Supreme Leader, Odumegwu Ojukwu, to continue.
Any trial or anything, no question of any legal rights. Till today, property of Igbos are still sequestered in various areas of Nigeria, and they have not been released, not all of them, to the Igbos.
My people, you know, when something like this is happening, people must be talking. And if you are the type that gives cognizance to what other people say, or you are the kind of person that what other people are saying disturbs, then you will not reach your destination. You will be stopped halfway. Every day, you will hear them talking irrelevant things, saying things that does not help anybody. Nigeria is a place where Fulanis are leaving no stone unturned in eliminating all Biafrans. They don't have anybody in that Fulani, but they have to go and gather all the Fulanis all over the world. Hello, Henry, thank you for joining. They will have to go and gather all the Fulanis in Africa to come and fight us. You have all heard what Ojukwu said. Ojukwu said that they started fighting every Igbo man in the north. They will go inside the houses, fish them out, and buy them. And that they pied one commander, a Calabar man, on Kata Bridge. Kata Bridge is in Lagos. They pied him. A military man. He was the first military man pied in Lagos. And they were buying all of them everywhere unto regroup. My people, till today, they are not ready to leave us. Anybody who is doing saboteur or sabotaging what we are doing should use their tongue and count their teeth and ask yourself, how will it be after these people must have taken over our land and I am the one helping them? What will it be like for my people as an Islamic state? How will it be for my people when the Fulanis have taken over every land that belongs to my people? Where will I be? You, the saboteur. You have to ask yourself this question. Today, that is the Remembrance Day for our heroes and heroines. They are still complaining. There's a man, I'm going to play this video now to show you people that this Akpakpo will never talk about 90 billion that Tinubu has budgeted for going to Hajj in Mecca, while millions and millions of Nigerians and some Biafrans who are still trapped in the contraption called Nigeria. This Akpakpo cannot talk about their welfare. He cannot criticize the usage of 90 billion to travel to Hajj. What are they going to get there? Hajj is where they go to pray. I am not against any religion, but I am against using any religion to intimidate, to buy people, massacre and maim people. When you go to Hajj, spending 90 billion naira, what about those who are at home? He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't ask questions to the government. Rather, he will be busy talking about Biafra every time, talking about our prime minister all the time, wasting his time, because they believe that now, formerly, the radio houses don't talk about Biafra. They were banned. But now that they have been allowed to talk about Biafra, all they do is to use our prime minister and they talk about Biafra to gain a lot of views and viewers. Yes, they do that so that those who may otherwise come after them will now see them as fighting for Nigeria to exist. Nigeria is gone, no matter what they do. The Spirit of God that is fighting with us will destroy them, one after the other. Let's
on TVC News. Residents of Southeast Nigeria appear to be recovering from the trauma and pandemonium that engulfed the zone over sit at home by indigenous people of Biafra. It seems the miscreants are yet to give up after issuing fresh threats for residents of Enugu State to sit at home in solidarity for the celebration of the 57th anniversary. But the state government has directed workers to ignore the threat and go about their businesses. But who bails the cat? Jide, who bails the cat?
Well, the threats posed by...
My people, you see this man, he is a tribalist. I don't know where he came from. They call him Jide. He is always on the TVC or Arise or anywhere talking about the Biafrans. Look at his mouth. Oraka Akpakpo. Onwere ife ọzọ na-ekwu abụrụ ndị Biafra. Simon Ekpa sekwe Simon Ekpa Syria. But he will never use this his dirty trap to criticize Gumi or even criticize his deputy president. Does he not know? Of course he knows, but he dare not. They have seen Biafrans that they will use. Hello, my brother Peter. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Make your comments. Anyone who wants to join should indicate, and I will send you the link, or you call on the phone showing here. Let us talk about today is our remembrance of our heroes and heroines that were massacred by Nigeria. We are not cowards. They can never bring us down. These are foreigners. But what surprises me is that an indigenous man like this, Ewu no here, will be talking about Biafra. Yes. Hello, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining. This Ewu no here. Gano nako maka our PM foolish man. They are the ones enabling the Fulanis to do what they are doing. All the support, the taproot that the Fulanis have in Nigeria, these are the caliber of people that gave them that grounds. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Simon Ekpa.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bigger threat than what IPOB represents. And when I was reading about IPOB, I'm like,
no, when you say that somebody is a threat than what IPOB represents, what does IPOB represent and what does our prime minister represent? They are feeling threatened because our prime minister has their antidote. You people know what antidote is. When you are acting like a catalyst, somebody who knows what to pour on you like water is the antidote that works contrary to what you are doing. Our PM is the one teaching us how else, and that you have right nationally and internationally to defend yourself. When people are sitting at home, they are exercising their civic and civil disobedient right. That's why they don't go inside, because it's part of human right. That's why they don't go inside the house to drag them out, because they know that they cannot do that. They dare not try it. They cannot do that. Nigeria does every rubbish, but they can never go inside and drag our people out. When our people come out to protest, they will be buying them with us. When they are sitting down, they are complaining. What has Southeast got to do with this ewu no here? Akpa onye riri this man ọ dị m ka m dọpụta ya na this TV ọnụ were aka gbuo ya maka na ndị a bụ ndị a na-akpọ enemy of progress, servants and slaves of ndị Fulani. All this man.
These people should realize that Simon Ekpa is asking the people to celebrate Biafran heroes from 29 to the 31st. IPOB only asks for one day. That's May 30, which is the day that over the years Biafran. But Simon Ekpa is saying no, it has to be from the 29 to. That is a threat on its own that we have to deal with.
What sort of threat is that? How does a sit at home threaten you? Did he stop you from coming out here and opening your dirty trap to say your nonsenses? We don't care. At least, my people, it will give you joy that they know that their command no longer get recognition from Biafran people. I'm really, really happy to hear this, that the government of the zoo now know that Biafra government in exile is leading and ruling their people. The command of Biafra government in exile is what our people now listen to. That is a very big alarm to them. I'm happy that now they know. I'm not angry. I'm happy. Let them tell the world that they no longer control Biafrans. It is good that this is now coming out from their dirty mouth. Let the world know that truly these people are going home. Biafra must come, whether they like it or not. It's good. Let them keep advertising Biafra here. Onyendu said it. when the dead Buhari was telling them that no radio house should talk about Biafra, and you can never hear them talk about it the way the newscaster in brown dress talked about it, mentioned independent Biafra Republic government or Biafra IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. When, what's his name, Buhari was alive, you dare not try it. But now Onyendu told us that time is coming when every radio house and TV house in Nigeria will be talking about Biafra, including CNN. CNN talks about Biafra, and including BBC. They all talk about Biafra now. The world have seen that we are very, very intentional, very serious to go. And we are going, and we must leave Nigeria.
More powerful spokesperson for IPOB.
Who is a more powerful?
But we know that in recent times, IPOB as violent as they used to be. And Nnamdi Kanu is known to have even said, look, I have banned all forms of sit-at-home, whether it's on days.
Never. Nnamdi Kanu will never say that. No way. He will never, even if he said it, but I'm sure he will never say that. It was the Nnamdi Kanu of, what's his name? The barrister, Ejiofor. When he will come and frame everything and tell you, Onyendu said. Okay, now, since Aloy took over from Ejiofor, how many times has Aloy come out, my people? Be honest. Make your report here. Type something and tell me that since Aloy Ejimako took over as the chief counsel for our leader, that Onyendu said this, Onyendu said that. Because now Onyendu comes out to the court to talk to us. This who no who is more powerful. Who is more powerful? Ha! All the nobodies wanting to use Biafrans to be somebody. Ewu atayi gunisi. Who is more powerful? Ndị be anyị, ndị Igbo tụrụ inu si na onye m karịrị na Adamayo Chukwu ya nyere m aka. Anyị karịrị ife a, we can do it. We will never relent. Okay, for this time around, Biafra biasiga abia.
That I'm going to be brought to court, or Mondays, no more sit at home in the Southeast. He wrote it down in his own hand when Senator Ifeanyi Ubah and Eze Chukwuemeka went to see him in the DSS facility. So IPOB had been lying low for some time. But it is this boy who has been causing miscreants to kill people.
Yes, that boy in Finland is going to be, he said that he will see your end, and he's in the process. Yes, all Gabu, the end of Zoo. Look at him, no hair. No hair. Because they leave what is bothering them, and they will be talking about people who are minding their own business. They haven't seen anything yet. Our PM is coming.
People to unleash violence on people in the name of sit-at-home. A sit-at-home that the man who instituted it in the first place has said we are no longer interested. So if they are talking about, if they are telling people come to work, if you don't come to work, in Enugu State will be dealt with and all that, they must remember that the people want to work, but the same for their lives. And if you do not try to militarize the environment. I don't see how people lock themselves up in this, especially on the 30th, that day gone, because
my people, do you think that any Biafran complained to this EU that is talking here? No Biafran complained to him. Did they remember when they caged us for 3 years? This Arno Fiefulefu, Onyoshi Ano Eba, Isi Nkwocha, he has never opened his mouth to talk about how are we going to pacify these our brothers that were massacred in the zoo 1967, 68, 69, 70. He has never talked about it. Now, Tinubu that is now ruling, Tinubu released Igboho, released Showore, released Wanduje, the terrorist kidnapper, and the terrorist leader being held, the Mietiala terrorist leader, Bello. Now they said, you people know when they were looking for that Bello, they found him in the house of this vice president, 2011. This EU has never gone to talk about those. Even Gumi that doesn't hide himself now. Gumi said that there are 9 million Marudas from Sahel in our bushes. Tinubu is there as the president watching all this. This EU has never talked about it. He is talking about Biafrans. They are using us to make name. Do I blame them? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But my only happiness is that Onyendu told us, go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He is bringing a new dimension to this awareness that we are making. Yes, Simon Ekpa is doing exactly the promise he gave to Onyendu. You will find 100 men, 50 men in me. Our leader and our prime minister, they are doing more than 100 men. That's why they are crying. And I like it. They are pushing us to the world to know that our people have refused to listen to them. Biafrans used to obey their command, but we no longer obey. They now have government in exile, and that is what they listen to. Even Akpabio, the Senate president, third man in command in Nigeria, he said that Simon Ekpa is the one ruling Southeast. And it is true. Yes, my brother Peter, he said Emma Powerless is a ghost. We don't know him.
Because that day, both Simon Ekpa's group and the IPOP are in agreement that day people should sit in their homes. But WAEC has English, they are writing their English paper, mathematics on that
compulsory subject.
And if those students don't come out to write the exams are going on concurrently across the whole of West Africa. So are they going to now wait for people in the Southeast alone to come and write their own exam on a different day? University, UNIZIC, they've chosen to postpone their convocation for fear. But what do you do about the students? Do you now go to WAEC to say, WAEC, please, IPOB and some department have said people should not come?
They can do whatever they like. During the war, when you people incarcerated all of us, was there any school? Don't you have mass professors, graduates, students, doctors, accountants in Biafra land? Do not stop taking Panadol for our headache. It does not concern you. But nevertheless, on the other hand, hello, Anthony. Thank you for joining, my wonderful Biafran brother. On the other hand, we want you to continue telling the world that we Biafrans, we don't give any ear. We don't listen to you people. We no longer listen. We have our government in exile, and that is as far as it goes.
Can you postpone this exam for these children? Are they going to write a fresh exam for them? So I know that Major General Dada of 82 Division, he has done his best to stabilize that region. The burning of INEC offices, release of prisoners, you know, killing of policemen at will, that has literally stopped.
Ndị be anyị unu fụzia nke na-eme taa, enwero m ike igosi ebe a, unu ma maka YouTube na ndị otu iwu fadebe, mana unu fụzia nke na-eme taa ani Biafra land ọ na-ekpo checkpoint niile fa na agba ndị agwụgwụ. Ọ dị na Twitter handle onye isi anyị, our PM, ọ dị there. Onye chọọ ya je kilie ya, a na-agbafa gwogwo. Fa ga-afụ nke tọrọ bịati ọkwa ndị a, they will complain and get tired. Fa rapụla anyị by, we have never taken war from southeast to the north, where these visitor Fulanis are perching like birds. We've never taken war to them. They are always, look at the name of the commander he called. A foreigner being commander in our place, buying our people. He never talked about it. On our PM, he's $1 million man. Yes. You go complain, tire. Only.
Key policemen, but there is still a lot of work to be done, especially in Thailand. I was in Nugu about 3 days ago. The threat, yes, we people came out on Monday. That day I saw people, but some also told me that, look, outside of Enugu, they are not prepared to take the risk.
All right, Mayor.
My own position is that Nigeria seems to allow non-state actors to determine what will happen in a section of the country, which to me is unacceptable. This character that call himself Simon Ekpa that have been saying so because it's in Finland, I thought that by now, Nigeria government will have diplomatically solved its problem. Because somebody cannot stay in Finland and be causing mayhem and the kind of thing he's doing in the Southeast. We've allowed him to...
They are calling it mayhem. They call it mayhem. Look at how fat he is. They don't think about the poor masses. They don't. They don't think about how many millions of houses belonging to Biafrans demolished in Lagos. They don't think about the businesses of our people being burnt. They are talking about Simon Ekpa. Faka onwere ife ndị afugo sef. Oge na-abịa mgbe a ga-eje ọkwa ifuda dị Asorok wee munye ọkụ. Oge na-abịa. All these governors na states fachọrọ ịkwanyere onwe ugwu. There is still time. This one is talking. Ọnọkwa ebe a Tinubu wee mee budget for 90 billion naira iji wee jee Mecca to go and use our oil money and be enriching foreigners. What are they going to do there? spending this amount of money. All the newspapers, Punch and the rest of them, were calling it senseless spending and misplacement of priority. They are here talking about Simon Ekpa. My people, they never see anything yet.
To get away with so many things. Yes, and it's by the citizens of that country. But the Nigerian state could have been able to, on a diplomatic level, reach agreement with this one and show evidence. It's all there because most of these things that he does, he does it by video. To show evidence that this guy is destabilizing a section of Nigeria, which should not be acceptable. That is one. Two, I think that the state should do everything possible to make sure that this order does not work. They must provide enough security for at least the students to be able to go and do their exams. And those who want to go to market or do their business at that time, if they see enough security, they will do that. Some people may decide to stay at home. There's nothing government can do about that. But they must make sure that there are activities that will not confirm that these people were able to have their way. Because, told me again, this one is illegal. This one is illegal. And must be
mentioned. It's like there's IPOB on one hand and there's Simon Ekpa on
no, yeah, both
another.
of them are doing the same. Just that IPOB is the people on ground here. Ekpa found himself to be, he claimed that he's
Prime Minister of
Biafran Republic.
Exactly.
Yes, in exile. So that is why he's still the same IPOB, but he said he has formed a government and so that is issuing all these directives that is issued. That's why I said we shouldn't have allowed it because it's been doing it now for years. We shouldn't have allowed it to get away with that. But we must put every security on ground to make it at home so that people must be seen to go. Yes, maybe everybody will not come out, but at least students should be able to go and do their exams. Some people who want to do their businesses should be able to come out and do those businesses. If they see security, they will come out and do that business. And that is even important because that will send a message that this, going back to the old ways of this sit at home, will not work. Government has to do everything possible to make sure that they do not achieve their aim.
Is that not just in Imo State, across the entire geopolitical zone?
Imo is a big problem in Imo too. As much as
there's Imo, but I think they've killed that their ASN commander. Maybe that will help. They killed him recently. Because
it's giving them a tough time, but they're able to find people. Is the release from those prisons in the east. Those former are the ones carrying guns and killing people on behalf of Uncle. Because we've not been able to rearrest them. Anytime there is a jailbreak, we are only able to rearrest very few. The jailbreak happened in Suleja because we didn't even have proper record of the inmates. And ideally, when there is a jailbreak, you read of those guys. If we see them in our neighborhood, we can raise an alarm.
My people, they should go to Enugu now. Everywhere is like ghost town. None of these people have power or right to tell our people what to do. These reporters and commentators and the presenters in the zoo, in fact, they are working for our enemies, so to say, the Fulanese. Their report has nothing to do with us. They are doing it so that their salaries will be paid. And we are enjoying it because the world is using their report to understand that our people no longer take command or recognize Nigeria government as their government. We now have our own government, which is BREGI, USB, United States of Biafra, with BREGI Biafra government in exile. So all these reports, Biafra Day is going on. Nobody, you cannot see even an ant on the street. So we will oblige them, let them continue talking about us and use us to earn their money as they have always done. But this year is going to be the end, because Biafra is going to come 2nd of December this year. That's it, my people. Not Enugu governor or Anambra State governor or Abia State governor or the one living in Abuja, Hope Uzodinma, or the Rivers one or the Cross River one. None of them is going to stop Biafra. Everybody, hands are all on the deck. We are working together. Our hands are on deck. We are working together to get Biafra. Yes, they may have upper hand because they have taken so many years, my people, to siphon money, to steal our oil and gas money, but we have said enough is enough. That money, when we take over our nation, start everything, every state will be in control and in charge of their natural resources. That's it. These people, they are just talking. They know that they can't stop it. They can't do anything. They know the truth. Cowards. They are all cowards. You cannot see them bring any Biafran there to talk. It is all the G-days and the G-days that will always talk there, because that is Tinubu's TVC, television, whatever it is. Biafra is here, my people. All this is what your enemy will use as a propaganda to make you feel that you are not succeeding. We are victorious. We are succeeding. We are succeeding, my people. At least this will show you that our people are sitting at home for 3 days.
And they can be apprehended. But nobody released any picture of the inmates. So they will be mingling with the rest of us, hanging out with us. We won't know that they broke jail. That is the problem. They are the ones, Bob and Simon Ekpa
that they're employing
yes, they are his foot soldiers now. Because these are criminals who ran away from jail, and we've not been able to get hold of them. So,
and it also speaks to attention to, details and focus on data as a nation. All of the NIN, BVN, all of the forms of identification we have, there ought to be a way to bring all of these together.
My people, do you remember the time that the Fulanis, they went to free their own terrorists, apprehended and put in jail? Did this man talk about it? He dare not open his mouth, but he is talking. Time is coming when they will send him to go and talk about Biafra. He will say no. Watch and see. Time is coming.
Have a central
even that there has to be documentation of inmates. Because when you enter a prison, there's a record. Every prison has a government of record. They're supposed to take the records of that person. But just because we don't do things properly in this country, that is why there will be jailbreak, and they cannot tell us those who have escaped.
Have you heard it? They are speaking from both sides of their mouth. They are talking about Biafran's Simon Ekpa. This one now just made a blunder that they don't do things properly in this country. That is the country where he is found sitting and talking about somebody who wants to do something properly for himself. My God. All these fly-by-night journalists and their reporters, I pity them, because what they don't know is really bigger than them.
It just shows on seriousness. Yes, because when somebody enters the jail, because most of these people are waiting trial people, so they are more or less like they're not the guests of the prison,
and they're the ones crowded.
Yes, they're the hardened ones who had been convicted also escaped.
Yes, also escaped. Yes,
some of them are hardened criminals, murder. and all.
Yeah, especially armed robbers a lot.
During the NSAS, they opened a jail in Delta State. Immediately he came out, he went straight to the guy who testified against him and killed him. So this is what happens, and are not supposed to be located close to residential areas. Look at the one in the one in Suleja. The nearest house to it was just about 7 meters. So by the time they mingle with people in the community, how are you going to?
Yeah, I think the problem with that one has to do with development. You know, because in those days, most of these prisons were in the outskirts of things. For example, if you look at the Ikoyi prison, for example, when it was there, it was way out of where the colonialists were living.
It shares a wall
of yes, now, you know, what I expect the government to have done is that because of development and urbanization, they should have removed those prisons. Somewhere else.
And then maybe also we should live true to the word of, you know, the change of the name now from prison service to correctional service to ensure that real correctional activities are taking place in this, so that when there are better citizens out there.
I have some issues with that. That's why prison is what comes out of me.
All right.
Forgive me.
Okay, gentlemen, it's been so good having you on the show today. This inauguration anniversary, Babajide Kolade Otitoju and thank you for your contribution.
Thanks.
My people, you have heard them. As who said in the video I played earlier before now, Ojukwu said that they want to extinct the Igbos. That is to wipe the Igbos from the surface of this earth. They are not giving up. This Jide of a man, you all know, there are all the tools that our enemies are using. Every Biafran must continue to vote, must continue to donate for our gallant men. Support our PM. As we are human beings, so are they. God never gave anybody right to live more than the other. And that is what we are fighting for. We are fighting for our own safety, liberty, freedom, like every other country. We are freedom fighters. Nobody comes to tell you how to fight for your freedom. You fight for it the way you are comfortable, the way you think that you are able to fight for your freedom. No television conversation or discussion or directives can change what we feel about. We are the ones wearing the shoe. We know where it hurts. Saduana of Sokoto said that the Igbos, that we are the problem of the whole country. Now let the whole country, the Biafrans and the Arewas and the Nigerians and the Odudu ones, let them be the judge. Who are the problem, or who is the problem? Who are those causing problem in the zoo, in the contraption? Baba will call it mere geographical expression. My people, we have to continue. We are not listening to these people, but my reason most of the time for playing this kind of video is to let the world hear that our people no longer listen to them. We no longer listen to them. What they say or what they do no longer controls our actions. We are doing what we have to do as freedom fighters to get our freedom. My people, we still have a day with the regarding our voting system and every other thing. Another man that I haven't talked about, which is another Ifulefu, is Kenneth Okonkwo. Kenneth Okonkwo are one of those puppets. You know, Kenneth Okonkwo was working with, what is his name? With Obedient. He was working with Obedient. Obi that says that Biafra ended 50 years ago. Kenneth Okonkwo works with him. Has Kenneth Okonkwo gone to the court to talk about, what is it? The zoo where he lives that used 5 judges to snatch Peter Ob's mandate and gave it to Tinubu. Why? Because they have made a rule that an Igbo man will never rule Nigeria. We are no longer interested. So Kenneth Okonkwo should keep his mouth and trap shut. He does not know, or whether he knows and is pretending, that why Peter Ob's mandate was snatched away from him is because he's an Igbo man. In a situation like this, if you do not know what to say, you are better off keeping quiet. Maybe Kenneth Okonkwo's family never lost anyone during Nigeria Biafra war. That's why he's talking. He has forgotten that these people sitting at home are those people that watched his film when he was acting. It was us that made him this superstar that he is today, talking about Biafra. My people, look at another example of sit at home.
This is a very busy road, Kalasa Road, in Abia State. You can see everywhere is empty. The second day of the sit at home declared by Biafra Republic of exile is doing wonderful. This is so much effective on every side. The roads are free, never like before. Look at the road. This is Global News reporting.
Everywhere is nice. Our people don't listen to those
platform of DWC, the Authority of Conscience, and Dotland Media. It is awesome. Things are working amicably over here in this side of the world. It has to be 100%, even 150%. You can say you can say much about statistically for what Biafra Republic has spoken. It is things are wonderfully done well, and we thank God for that. Please remember, there is a wonderful go and vote. Vote your referendum. Vote yourself into freedom, in totality. Peter Tom is awesome. Every market has shut down. Look at market. Look at that. Second day of this meeting. Go for what Biafra Republic of Nigeria is doing. Prime Minister, the Honorable Excellency.
Yes, my people.
Over there, that is people must be from on every angle. Or more refuse and say no to heaven and say no, Simon. I say no. Simon is the one, is the game, is the game changer.
Yes.
Yes. Moving, let it flow. And after, go and register. Go and do the referendum.
Yes. My people, see another lamentation on our PM. Continue.
One basic area we're looking at is this issue of the Southeast. Samuel Ekpa. This individual has become a menace to the country. Samuel Ekpa has become a menace to this country. So the country must act on it diplomatically. Finland is having a free way, encouraging him to do what he's doing. By his utterances and his actions, is affecting what is happening in Nigeria. We should never allow that, sir.
The manpower in the police today is grossly inadequate. The United Nations ratio of 1 to 400 is not attainable in Nigeria as of today, because the ratio in Nigeria is 1 to 1,000.
Our strategy as an army is the deployment of forces in each of the 6 geopolitical zones to conduct operations to combat the security threats.
Estimative intelligence demanded greater unity of ongoing kinetic efforts
the activities of the separatist groups. Those who are serving under their flag, one Nigeria and the Arabic inscription, or should I say the motto of Ottoman Danfodio, to tell you how foolish Nigerians are. You don't know that the Nigerian army emblem of Nigeria is the motto of Ottoman Danfodio that he used.
Are you people watching? You see here, this flag, this military flag, it is that motto of Osman Danfodio, and look at it here. That arrow pointing is what that man has said about using the army to wipe the Biafrans away. That's what Onyendu is talking about. The motto of Osman Danfodio, that is Osman Danfodio's principle, is what a whole country, look at a whole military Nigerian flag, look at it, where it is written, where my cursor is going through. So anybody sabotaging knows that he is included in this writing here.
Used to conquer Hausa people. You don't know that it is there. That's what they're using. You're fighting under the banner of your conquerors.
My fellow Biafrans, the terrorist chief of defense staff, IGP, and all Nigeria terrorist service appear green Islamic chamber called National Assembly, House of Representatives. How Biafra have accused my humble self, the Prime Minister of the Biafra government in exile, of tragedy. I do not know what kind of sabotage they are talking about, but I want to inform the world the British army killed those who came to Biafra land to kill our women and children. They killed them, and they will continue to do that till the last day we will stay in Nigeria. The sabotage the Prime Minister of Biafra have done against the Nigeria terrorist state is that I rose up to defend the defenseless. I rose up to speak and give voice to the voiceless. I rose up to say enough is enough. You have killed enough and somebody has to do something. That is the sabotage they are talking about. The sabotage that the terrorist Nigeria army we are talking about today is that Simon Ekpa rose up Islamization of Biafra to stop the expansion of the Islamic State in the eastern region of Nigeria. That is the sabotage they are talking about. And that is what they know to be sabotage, charging them 100 times a week, 200 times a day, 300 times a week. As long as we continue to remain and fight for our freedom from Nigeria, this particular sabotage is globally acceptable.
My people, this is it. We are going to stand with our PM. You people heard the other day when Ewu nke nọ na South Africa called a journalist sent him a message that he will not call the name of that journalist, that everything that Simon Ekpa is doing is endorsed and supported by Onyendu. So we must support our PM. As you are supporting the PM, you are also supporting our Onyendu. We should not give up. We will never give up. Let us continue to support what our Prime Minister is doing. If you are supporting our PM, you are supporting Onyendu. And if you are supporting Onyendu, that means you are a true Biafran and you are supporting what we are doing. Don't forget, my people, that the voting continues. First batch of our voting that started since February, March, April is ending tomorrow. And as soon as our PM announces the beginning of the second phase of this self-referendum voting, we will endeavor to let you people know. Ndị be anyị ote aka ọ dịbalụ njọ, ọ ga-adịlịlị mma. We will never give up, and we must never give up. Right now, what is going on is that our Professor Chioma is using yesterday, she used yesterday and is using today and tomorrow to be talking to our people about everything relating to our voting system so that you don't make mistakes and so that you will be in line with what we are doing. That transparency is what Biafra represents. That consistency is what our Onyendu says. Consistency personified. We will continue. Let no one feel tired or relent because Biafra is finally going to be here. Everything that Nigeria government is doing is because they know that we are the goose that lays the golden egg, that the moment we go, their light will quench. That millions and millions of dollars they get from our crude oil and our gas, it will stop. That's why they are crying. Not because they love us. They don't love us. What they want is to buy all of us. Not even the Sabos, they will buy all of them. Because they don't want anybody called Biafran or Igbo, which is one of the tribes in Biafra land. They don't want us alive. They can pay you to buy you, provided they finish all the Igbos. My people, Biafra will come. It is hard, but the prophets and all the prophecies they have made, they say that Biafrans are going to go through hell, which is what we are going through now. But finally, that Biafra will come. Don't be moved. Don't be weak by all these utterances, by news reporters and newscasters, fly-by-night mushroom newscasters, and all these criminal soldiers in uniform. They are terrorists. Remember, they are the ones that repent, and they will put them in army. And Musa is one of them. All of them, they are all terrorists fighting for Fulanis. We will never allow that to happen. Everybody is now supporting. As I was going, somebody called me. I was going to the local shop. The person called me and said, oh, please, madam, I want to vote now. I support everything that you people are doing. I am a Biafran. I said, okay, text me. He said he doesn't have the means of voting. He has no WhatsApp. He has no this. He is not close to where he can go to hometown, because I told him, go to the de facto government in your local area. They will tell you how to go and vote manually. He said, no, he's in the zoo, but he is not in Biafra land. I said, okay, send me your details. I will call all the WhatsApp numbers and vote for you. And he did. He said, now I want to vote. I want to vote. I told him Biafra is coming. Those of you who are sitting on the fence, join what we are doing. I will leave you people here because there is still another day with Professor Chioma over our referendum and our voting. Thank you all for joining. Always join. We are one. Nobody can split us. They know, they are scared. They know what will happen when we leave them. They know what will happen. That's why they are shaking and quaking. But unfortunately, their cries have come very late, falling on deaf ears. We no longer hear anything that Nigeria say. Thank you so much. Remember, Ukokondem said that onye ndị ilo gbara gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya nche mgbe niile. Ụmụ Biafra, unu alarụkwanụla. All hail Biafra. Peace, progress, unity, and equity. I love you all, and I am signing out. Remember to join Professor Chioma this evening. My people, All must hail Biafra. Thank you so much. Thank you.